Yes. I just have to get my screen recording devices up and going, and this is my backup plan if something goes wrong. So this is audio recording, the good old-fashioned way. There we are. Now we start. Yes. So, welcome to imt4886 Applied Computer Science Project. This first lecture we're going to have an introduction to the course. My name is Terje Krogstad. You have my contact info there. I will be running this course, but we will have several other participants as well, other lecturers, other project supervisors, and so on. Okay. Yeah, and just so you know it, in back here we have Rune Jensvold as well. He will do one of the lectures. Yeah. You can introduce yourself in the end, Rune, okay?
I already met them.
You have met already?
Yeah, I welcomed these guys the first day.
Yeah, you did, yeah. So that's okay. Yeah, so what's the plan for today? Just to give you a hint on the schedule. First of all, I'll do a course introduction now until about 10:45, and then we will present the project proposals that we have for this year. Okay? And there are 4 project proposals that you can choose from. I will come back to the details there. Okay? But what I'm going to talk about now for the first 45 minutes is, first of all, the expected learning outcome from this course, how the course is organized, what you as students and groups are to organize, the code of conduct, because we are giving you access to some tools that we have provided on servers here on NTNU, course requirements and grading, and I would like you to introduce yourself so that we know who we are. Okay? So, as we go along now, if you have any questions, just raise your hands and I'll pick you as soon as I can. Okay? Expected learning outcome. This is from the description on the course page on the NTNU's official pages. The students have gained knowledge in tools and methodologies used to develop state-of-the-art computer applications. So this is the goal, your knowledge goal during this course. What skills do you have to acquire during this course? The students are capable of using state-of-the-art tools and methodologies in development work. The students are capable of planning and conducting systematic testing of software and systems. The students can write technical reports documenting the process and product. So we're going to work with the whole process of developing software products here. And we are going to form groups, and we're having real scenarios as projects. These are real projects that are delivered from some of the staff here and some externals, one external. So we will try to recreate a real atmosphere in the software development process. Yeah. So how is the course organized? We called them seminars last year and the year before that because we had fewer seminars with longer duration, 4 hours each seminar. So we can call them seminars, but they are more like lectures this year because we had some problems with keeping the speed up in the projects with seminars with 4 weeks duration in between. So now we have seminars with 2 weeks in between. So we're going to do iterations, as we call them, in software processes. We'll come back to that. We'll do iterations on 2 weeks between each seminar. In the seminar, you will be introduced to topics, tools, and methodologies related to software development. And that means the state-of-the-art tools that we are using in the industry now. And you will do project presentations. We call them retrospects. We'll come back to that. If you're familiar with Scrum and other agile methodologies, you know what I'm talking about. But we will do retrospects in each seminar. The project work. You will be delivering product-ready software. Working as specified in the project handbook. We will give you a project handbook that is edited in a Confluence page that you will be having access to. And you will be using the tools that we have set up. And you will interact with assigned mentors. That means supervisors from NTNU and product owners that has proposed these projects that we will do. So, what do you need to organize? What I will do now is I will send you an email to all of you where I describe what you have to do in the next coming week. Because we will propose to you 4 projects, and I want each and every one of you to prioritize 3 of these projects, what you want to be working on. So prioritize from 1 to 3 based on what project is interesting for you. And then I will try to set up teams based on these prioritizations. So we will, I think we will do all the 4 of the projects that we have. I'm not sure if you're only the amount of persons that we are here now, but we'll see. We'll see how we organize that. But as I said, I will send you an email where I describe what you have to do in the first week. Then you assemble the team, because I will form the teams, set up each and every one of the teams, and inform you what team you are bound to. And then the team should organize themselves. What do you do when you organize yourself? You assign roles within the team. You're setting up meeting places, communication channels for group communication beyond what is described in the handbook. Okay, we're going to do instant messaging on Slack, maybe use Confluence for documentation. We use Skype for video conferences, and so on and so on. You have to decide on when to organize daily Scrum meetings, if that's possible altogether. And you have to keep in touch with your mentor. That's up to you, or that's your responsibility. That means planning meeting with your mentor, planning meeting with your product owner as well. And you have to ensure that the project complies with the process specified in the project handbook. Okay, code of conduct. We will give you access to Jira for task management and issue management, and we will give you access to Confluence as a wiki for documentation, for writing meeting notes, etc., etc. How many of you are familiar with Jira? Some of you have already used it. What about Confluence? Yeah, same. Yeah. But remember that these servers are for project use only. And you have unlimited access rights, and that gives you some responsibility, actually. So sharing is encouraged, abuse is banned. Violations may result in withdrawal of access rights, and that means in practice that you can't complete this course. So that's quite dramatic. Yeah, making it impossible to pass. So remember this. That's a code of conduct. Yes, course requirements and grading. Grades are pass or fail. Yes.
Has Geo and Confluence been updated since last semester?
No.
Because they said that you were going to update it.
I can ask Mario to see if he has updated that. I don't think they.
Yeah, because it's running a really old version right now.
Yeah,
Needs to be updated.
I'll check mine. I don't think we have done anything.
How does it with new emails and stuff?
You will be assigned new users anyhow. So either you use your old user or you're using your new user.
I haven't thought about that, but I think the email addresses should still work because it's going to be just your map. So the addresses should still work. So I'll check on the version and see if we can upgrade it.
Yeah. But if it isn't upgraded, we still can do the things that we're doing in this project. So it won't be dramatic. Yes, grades are pass or fail. To pass, the projects need to produce, first of all, a running project. Product documentation describing features and implementation. Summary of retrospectives. Reflections on process and product. Sprint demos, retrospections at the end of each sprint. Yes. But in addition to what the project groups need to deliver, you as team members are also having some criteria individually. You have to document and be active project participants. So remember this as groups. If there are people or some of the students that don't participate or somehow don't contribute to the project, we need documentation to know that. So we need meeting notes. Who was in the different meetings? We can see it on Git and the contributions that you have as code in the project and so on and so on. So we have documentation to see this. So remember to be part of the group, participate. That's very important. Active participation in Scrum demos. Students should participate in seminars by presenting project status and sharing their experiences, reflections on the project work. Students who cannot participate physically need to submit written or recorded contributions in advance. We had some groups last year and the year before that participated in the retrospectives through Skype on the projector. So that's one way of doing that. And the working hours exceeding minimal expectation as of a 7.5 ECTS course, 200 hours. Any questions to the course requirements and grading? What it doesn't say here, actually, is that we are going to have an oral, let's call it oral exam as well. That's more or less as a documentation for us that you have participated in the project. So we will talk about the project, what you have done, and maybe try to introduce some of the terms that we have presented in the theory here, and talk loosely about the project and your participation. So there will be an oral exam as well. It's also this is also documented on the Confluence site, so you will see it there. Yes. We have 10 minutes. 10 minutes to introduce ourselves. Okay, so that's about 1 minute per person. What I usually do is that I present myself first, so that you know what you can talk about. So what is my name? It's Terje Krogstad. Where are you from? I'm from Trøndelag in Norway. More precisely, Orkanger. I currently work both here at NTNU and in a development company called SEO AS in Hamar and Gjøvik. So I'm currently a technical project leader there, as well as a senior developer as well. So my development background is actually from here. I had Rune's lecture some years ago, and I took a master's in media technology. So my specialty is web development and software development, web-related software development, like developing SaaS products and so on. What tools do you prefer? Right now, I'm sitting on a stack with Sublime Vagrant as my development virtual machine, and I work with Gulp and Grunt for automating tasks, and yeah, my favorite languages is the front-end languages at the moment. I've worked both back-end and front-end, but I'm currently trying to specialize more on the front-end development for my company to be the main go-to guy there. Yeah. So I work with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, working with all from the database up to the presentation layer. So I've tried it all. Let's start here. Okay?
I'm Najwa. My name is Najwa. I'm from Morocco. I'm an Erasmus student, exchange student.
Yes.
Because I spent 3 years in France for studies.
Yeah.
I did some web development, some C#.
C#, yeah.
And other languages during my studies, like Java, C++.
Yeah.
I don't have preferred tools, but I prefer to work on databases.
Yeah. Yeah, but do you use any IDEs or something like that? Eclipse or?
Yeah, during the studies for Java.
Yeah. Yes. Next.
All right, my name is Christer. I'm from Denmark, Denmark.
Yeah.
My background. I took a bachelor's here in game programming, so I know C++, Java, C#, PHP, many web languages. I can pretty much learn any programming language that's needed. I'm no different at all. Yeah, I'm mostly specialized in games. That's what I've been mostly doing. So I know how to make that. I'm not really good on the applications. I know how to do databases. I haven't really made a web page either.
No.
That's something I can't do yet.
Hmm.
Tools I prefer. I work only on Windows.
Hmm.
I don't do Linux on Mac. I can use Linux as well if needed. I prefer to use Visual Studio. And yeah, I think that's it. I also use Unity for game development.
Hmm.
I think that's about it.
Yeah.
I'm Per Arne.
Yeah.
I come from Raufoss, just 10 minutes south of here. I also have a game programming bachelor here from Gjøvik. Just like Christer, I'm specialized therefore in gaming and also C++ mainly, but I also know most other languages, PHP, SQL, and so on and so on. I usually prefer Windows and Visual Studio, but I also know several other minor tools. I can also learn most really quickly.
My name is Bjørn Gustav. I'm from Rogaland, specifically DPO. I also have a background in game programming bachelor. So I pretty much have more or less the same languages that these guys do. So we have some SQL, some PHP, some JavaScript, done some coding in C#, and also a lot in C++, and quite a bit in Java, and I also done a bit of HTML coding in CSS, statutes. My preferred tools for Java is I have both Eclipse and IntelliJ, but I'm kind of leaning more to IntelliJ. For C++, I mainly use Visual Studio, and also done some work with the Unreal editor, and a little bit less with the Unity engine.
Yep.
Yeah, my name is Matthew.
Yeah.
I'm also from Trøndelag, Levanger.
Yes.
I'm also a game programming student there. So, yeah, I'm also having C++ and other languages experiences, mostly in C++ and Java in mobile development. I also prefer to work on Windows in Visual Studio, but I can do Linux.
Yes, so I suppose you have been introduced to Jira and Confluence from game developer project. Yes, in the front here.
Alright, I'm Stian Fredrik Aune, and I'm from Brakstad, Ørlandet.
Mm.
I think you know where that is.
Yes.
Right. And I have a bachelor degree in engineering in computer systems engineering from the University of Bath in United Kingdom.
Okay.
While my doppelganger was busy being a student here. Oh, I got a twin brother who did games programming here.
Oh, you had, yeah.
So I did my computers with
Okay.
Right. My preferred tools are I prefer using Atom Editor and Git, but I don't mind using Eclipse for Java. And my preferred languages are JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and PHP. I don't mind Java. I've dabbled in C++ and Python as well, but don't really like those languages. That's it.
Next.
I'm Alexis. I'm from France.
Mm.
In France, I'm working in a company we are developing some medical devices. So mostly programming for embedded devices with C. I want to make some software in C++ with Qt or Java with Eclipse.
Qt?
Yeah.
That's from Norway, you know? Yeah.
Yes, my name is Snorre.
Yeah.
I'm also a driller.
Yeah.
from Byåsen in Trondheim.
Many trunders here.
Number 4
Yeah.
from
That's a part of Norway for you. Yeah.
I got a bachelor's degree in mathematics from Sør-Trøndelag University College.
Yeah.
Been working a lot on web development mostly of my own projects. And I'm also working a part-time job in a company called imt4886 in Oslo, where I'm working on a data warehouse solution. I also have a databases background.
Mm.
Yeah, my tools, I know all the front-end languages for web development, and I've done a lot of PHP. Currently, I'm trying to learn Node.js.
Yes.
Working in Sublime, and currently I'm trying IntelliJ web store.
Yes.
My name is Adam. I'm from Guayaquil, Ecuador. Well, lately I graduated in computer science there. And my development background, I have solid background in web development, that's PHP, CSS, HTML5. But I also have some light background in C++. And some background in Python as well. The tools I prefer to use is, well, for development, just Sublime, Visual Studio Code, and I also am very familiar with the Adobe Lecture to make graphics.
Yes.
Hi,
Yeah.
Asif Srinivas from India.
Yeah.
I completed BTech. I have completed my engineering with computer science. Direct. Coming to my education background. SQL Server.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
They're familiar with the C language, C++.
Yeah.
Java.
And development tools. What do you prefer?
SQL Server.
Okay. Yes. Do you want to say what you prefer, Rune?
Yeah, I could say I was from, I don't really know, I was from everywhere. I could also say I'm a trender because my family is from Trøndelag, but I grew up for southern Norway, and after my PhD I went to the US, working for Siemens. At that time it was client server, C++, workstation application first, and then we moved to Java Enterprise. Second year it's more web technology, it's PHP and JavaScript, and using some Java backend project a couple years back. Development tools I prefer, of course, we've been using Jira Confluence for Git, where we were development management,
Yeah.
like that. For the IDE, I use whatever is that I have a non-religious when it comes to IDEs and those type of tools.
Yes. Course Wiki. We have a Confluence site. Yeah, you won't see much here on this projector, but the link to the wiki is provided in the slides, and I will provide you with the slides as well. You will, as I said, get access to this wiki page. The main thing now is we are in seminar 1. Supposedly, we were doing presentations of projects, but I lack a couple of staff here to present 2 of the projects, but I can start with the 2 I'm responsible for. Could you email or SMS them to remind them?
Maybe a short break and see if we can just wrap them.
Huh?
Or maybe just need a short break, I can see if we can wrap them.
Yeah, but they have a lecture at 10:15.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
I can walk over and see if they are there.
Ah. projects. We have 4 projects, as I said. First of all, data-driven static web page generator. That's the first project. We have Sand AR box, Smart Cuber, and website quality measurement data analysis tools. Both of them, there's 2 of those are web page related, and those are my projects because I work mainly with web, and thus there are some demands that we need in my company that is described as project proposals here. Okay, first of all, data-driven static web page generator. Anybody have heard of static web page generators? No? Have you heard about CMS system? Content management systems? Yeah. Like WordPress, exactly. So what do you do in a CMS, in a traditional CMS? Yeah, you log in and you manipulate your data. That means your articles and pages, and you save. Then you have mutated, we say. You have mutated the article object, for example. So you have stored a new article. Okay, we want to do a new thing here, a new scope or new perspective on CMSs. That means that you rather sit on your client, your computer or something like that, and you sit and edit your page there, and you store it. Some background jobs triggers based on the mutations that you have done in your data, like articles and pages and so on, and they generate new static pages, index.html, test.html, administration.html, you see? Rather than having a dynamic language on your server doing much stuff like PHP does or Java does on Java servers or Python does on web servers as well. What is the benefits of this? You get quite rapid pages. Apache could serve these pages, these static pages, quite rapidly, like 10 times more rapid than a process in PHP on a WordPress server. So, and there are a lot of other benefits as well. Security issues, for example, you don't expose dynamic languages like PHP and Java to threats and so on, and other benefits. So the main thing here is that static web page generators. This is nothing new. This has risen over the last 2 years, maybe. Static web page generators have gotten a lot of attention and traction these last 2 years. These are systems where you administrate your web page content locally, and the static web page generator generates plain static assets like HTML, CSS, JS, and images or fonts or whatever, based on the content that you're working on. So you're actually working against a database. You can work against a database. It doesn't matter what the data store is. The main thing is that you're working on your client and there are generated static assets, static HTML pages. The data model is often administrated in configuration files written in YAML. Do you know YAML? It's a serialization language, nothing more than that. Like JSON as well, a serialization language for objects, and other languages as well. And content is often administrated in Markdown files. Do you know Markdown files? Anybody? You often use them in some wiki projects. Yeah. A question?
No, I just wanted to show that I knew what
Markdown you knew Markdown. Yes, great. Examples of static web page generators. We already have these products, like Hugo, Jekyll, Assemble, Hexo, Wintersmith. Look it up and you'll see what I'm talking about. But we want to take this a bit further than some of them have done. We want to also have a data model, a dynamic data model in behind here, and a data store in behind. So what we want to do in this project is to build a static web page generator on top of a dynamic data model. This means that the dynamic data model should be administrated from a GUI and persisted to an appropriate data store. Maybe an RDBMS or NoSQL or any other data store applicable for this scenario. Beware that there may be systems supporting dynamic data modeling for content distributions available already. One example is Contentful. So you can look up Contentful also if this sounds interesting. Which provides a GUI for building dynamic data models and exposes data through REST APIs based on these data models. So you can maybe think of it like a client working against the REST API, and maybe you mutate your data, mutate your articles, you click save, and static web pages are generated automatically as soon as you do some action on the data. So the system being built should react upon data mutations and data model changes and notify the static web page generator when such an event on the dataset occurs. The static web page generator can then regenerate the static web pages and related assets and deploy them to a targeted web server. So that's one of the projects. Data-driven static web page generator. Okay? Are you in a hurry, Simon? Yes. We'll do sand AR box then. Yeah.
Okay, so you can. So the sand AR box, you can probably click on that link while I talk. Maybe open up in another window. The sand AR box. Some of the bachelor groups worked on this in the game lab. The idea is that if you scroll down just a little, you'll see the images there. You have a large sandbox, a Kinect, and a data projector. The Kinect measures height. The projector projects that height back onto the sand. And in the simple model, you just play with that because that's fun. And they have a water simulator, which you need like a 970 card to run because they do a physics simulation on water. We have the black box sitting in the foyer of the A building, and the science centre here has built one of these, and Kartverket, the mapping company for Norway, is building one of these and wants to do a hackathon on it in October. So we have various projects that I'm interested in associating with this. What I wanted the bachelor's group to do, which they kind of half did, but might need to be redone, is the idea that when you play in this terrain, you could, instead of projecting just the height map, project on a racetrack around here. And so you have two people who are playing a game, say a racing car game, their cars are being projected back on the sand, and the person in the sand can make new jumps and change the terrain they're driving around in while they're having their race, right? And your audience can watch on the sand as you guys race around your track. Now, the interesting bit to do that, the bit that the mapping company or mapping group are interested in, is setting up a server where you export the height map so that other applications can use it, right? Because they're quite interested in kind of that side of, hey, kids, this is how we deal with height data from satellites or from topology measures. And they were also interested in another idea I had related to this, which is you can show an intended terrain and the error between what you've currently got and what you want it to be, and then you shape the sandbox to be what you know the real terrain looks like. Right? So the person can rebuild the terrain in sand, and therefore you could then put your building models into that to show what they would look like in the real terrain, because you have a way of shaping the terrain with a simple kind of input-output system. Right? So for this project, we also have a friend of mine at Target University. He's got a master's student working on this, looking at mapping systems. So there's kind of a network of people. That's an open source project, so you get a working system. It runs in Linux, and anything you develop should run in the same platform. There are about 50 or 60 museums and science centres around the world that run these. The one in Stockholm has a controller connected to it, and you run a little person around, and you have a screen above it where you see first person, and you see the location you are on sand, and you run around and collect lollies, right? So that's what they have for their one. The science centre here wants something like that, right? Where they want some kind of game. A third option is when you output data. We had another student project that was doing terrain data to Minecraft maps. So the kids could build a map on the sand and export a Minecraft playable version, right? So there's a whole bunch of that kind of terrain to server game projecting back on terrain that I think would be interesting to do. So a fun project, but with a lot of people interested in the result. So that's kind of that one. The tech is Linux, C++, using the you can use whatever code you like. So, but if you're going to use his code to do all the calibration stuff and set up the Connect properly, then you'll be extending the existing code base, which you can get a link to and is in GitHub from there. So that's Science Centre, Cartverkit, and Toll, also in this building, the GIS group, chatting there. They're interested in potentially using this to do some fun stuff with as well. Okay, and the other project that I put down is Smart Cuba. So Costas completed his PhD yesterday. Right? He defended his PhD and they said it was okay. The tool he used to build the game in, the AR part of the game, got purchased by Apple and then shut down immediately. And they're going to do something in AR, but they're not really telling anybody what yet. So we would like that to be turned into an actual, pick a new open source AR tool that is less likely to get bought and shut down. And so it's a re-implementation of an existing game, but with a new AR interface. So Costas is now working for Syntef in VR commercial experiences, but is interested in working on this project and helping people with the description of the code and getting the code further along. We've also had interest from the University of Barcelona because they've seen the Smart Cuba, and I think if you go to Smart Cuba, if you click on that link, currently the idea is that you have cubes which have images on them. Those images can be tracked, and what people do is you give them an objective, they do they make the flag with the games, they match the people, they match the numbers, and they put the phone back over to see that they've done that, and it measures it, it checks that they've got it right, gives them the score, gives them the next objective. They can put the phone down and then do the task and then bring out the phone to check that they've done it right. Now, part of the reason to do that is that the blocks are low cost and most people have a smartphone. Right? So there's not a massive infrastructure cost. But you can sell it as a training app to the elderly. University of Barcelona are also interested in using it for young kids and making them letter blocks and be a block spelling game where the kids are using physical blocks, right? Because there are a bunch of things around physical rehabilitation and also learning using physical movement that appears to be better than just doing things on tablet, right? So so there's interest in that side of it. But here we need to re-implement a system that has been implemented before but now can't work. So it's not code creative and doing something new, it's more re-implementing something in a new platform. Okay?
Yes.
Right, so those are my two. I'm sure Mariusz would have some, and he can't be here because he's got stuck in Italy by accident.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Not by earthquake, just by accident. Though I have been trapped by an earthquake before, and a flood.
Okay.
So New Zealand gets those, you see.
Yeah.
Okay, I think those were my two. I have some other ideas if you guys aren't happy with the options you have. I have any number of other things you could do. that if you're unsatisfied, you can say, no, we don't like any of them. Give me more choice. You know, we can do some other things, but those. And Mariusz, I'm sure, would love something in the quantified self area or in the blockchain space. Right? So if you're interested in quantified self, so things to do with smartwatches and to do with registering your daily activities, then you know there's plenty that he's interested in that space. Or if are any of you interested or have a background in blockchain, in Bitcoin and digital currencies? Do you have a deep fascination in digital currencies that you must itch? Maybe got a little bit of interest. If you've got an interest in digital currencies, then if there was a group who was interested in digital currencies, then we could try and do something around blockchain. But it would require a group who was very interested, right? There's a lot to learn just about the tech before you can implement a project, right? So if you're interested, we've got other ways of scratching that itch. Yeah.
We will probably be groups of 4, I think. We'll see how many actually is going to participate in this course. I know one person is missing, so but we are fewer than I thought.
Oh, so fewer showing up.
Yeah, showing up.
I think just probably 2 full-time and then 5 part-time.
Okay. Yeah, so that may.
19.
Yeah, but we will.
19 people are listed.
Yeah.
But there's not 19 people here. But yeah, I'm interested in both of those projects. The Sandbox and the Smart Cooper, I think, are both interesting projects with kind of existing resources.
So Simon is the go-to guy for fun visual projects.
Yeah, I've got the two very visual fun projects. I haven't put the VR, the Vive project in there because I'm hoping my master's students will take that one. But yeah, so we've got some Vive digital collaboration stuff that I also have a project in. Yeah. But I'm trying to get some master's students to take that one on. But you know, if you guys were desperate to say no, I can't do either of those.
You know Vixel, a company that we sit with, or we share location here in Gjøvik. You know them?
No, I don't.
They are working with the Vive now and the interaction on the 3D environments and so on.
Yeah. So there's plenty of commercial interest. There's plenty of collaborative interest in the Vive. So if people were saying no, I have to do something with the Vive, I've just gone and bought one myself.
Yeah, exactly.
So I want to do that, and I'm going to commit my life to nothing but doing stuff in the Vive. Then you know, if you can find 3 other people who are going to do the same, then we can possibly come up with something.
Yeah.
We talked to the guy for a while ago. He was here visiting us.
Yeah, Rune.
We had some fun with him a year ago.
Right. Yeah. I think I made it. Okay.
Yes.
I should probably get to my 1915 class.
Yeah. 5 minutes.
Yeah. They're first years. They get so impatient.
Exactly.
When can I bother you? Want to learn more about it?
Monday.
Monday.
Monday's the earliest you can bother me, but that's probably Monday afternoon. I had my final driving requirement before I set my license on Monday, so
I'll eventually get the right one.
but yeah, so email me and we'll try and organise Monday.
Yeah.
Okay. No other questions about that stuff? Okay. Good luck.
Okay. The last project then, it's called Website Quality Measurement Data Analysis Tool. The main thing here is that you have a lot of tools like Google PageSpeed and 10on.io, validators, etc., that enables you to measure quality of your web pages. Google PageSpeed is maybe the best example. But the thing here is that we want to try to collect quality measurements from different kind of systems, typically systems that provides APIs that you can communicate with them through. The description is there are several different systems that enables users to analyze web pages and website performance. Typically, these tools makes it easy to analyze one website's performance data. They are also often quite specialized, either providing web performance data like Google page speed or data related to accessibility as 10 on I/O. So the main thing here is that there is a demand for consolidating this data from different website quality measurement sources and making the data more accessible for reporting and analysis. This means that you can maybe establish reports based on different sources for quality measurements on web pages. So there is also a demand for presentation, reporting, and analysis of quality data from several website domains at once. That means that you want to collect all data from different web pages as well, from then again different quality measurement sources. The aim of this project is to develop a tool system, like a SaaS, software as a service, that enables the user to work with quality data from different website quality data sources and present and analyze data from multiple domains at once. This is an actual demand that we have because we are serving like 150 clients, 150 web pages. And it is quite demanding to collect all the quality information data. We have set up some Google Google Excel scripts that collects data from Google page speeds and makes a report from all the web pages that we have, so that we can look at them at the same report. And so we have had some tests and prototypes for this. So, but the main thing is we have multiple web pages. We want to collect quality data from multiple quality data measurement services like Google PageSpeed, and so on, and consolidate these, make reports based on them, etc., etc. Yes. So that was the second project from us. Website quality data example sources, Google PageSpeed, 10 on I/O, VGC validators. If you know any others, there are others, I know others as well. They are also applicable for this scenario. Yes. Any questions? No? Then you have some time to think of what kind of project you want to do. Now we take 10-minute break, and I will do a lecture on the tools that we are using, Confluence and Jira, and talking a little bit generally about agile methodologies and Scrum. Yes. Okay, 10 minutes. Yeah.
Et spørsmål?
Ja.
Den sa på dette seminaret forrige uke at det måtte være litt spesialisering vår ganske tidlig. Men jeg vet ikke hvordan vi skal gjøre det.
Det er Rune som kan svare på best. Velge spesialisering.
Tenker på neste år, eller?
Ja. Hva mener du? Da hadde du skulle velge, siden det er ganske relevant til denne her.
Så vi snakker da om spesialisering for tredje semester. Vi snakker om det, jeg har vel egentlig ikke planlagt å si så veldig mye om det før til neste høst. Nei, jeg synes ikke det. Nei, jeg synes ikke det er så veldig farlig. Det er jo Nei da, vi har ikke. Men det er klart at hvis du ser på spesialiseringen, så er det klart at hvis du skal gjøre spesialisering i web, så er det jo.
There are around, I think, 20 students here, so I think we can make 4 groups of 5.
It should be 19. But sometimes there are students that don't show up and aren't actually a part of the course.
Oh, they're like guests.
No, No, maybe they have signed up for the course but don't take it anyway.
Really? And do they get graded? No.
No.
Uh,
So
That's
we'll
okay.
see how many we are.
I'm
If
very
we are like 18 people, there will be I think 4 projects, so we will cover all these projects.
Because I'm very interested in anything that's like web related, but I am also like as Simon said, like I'm very, I would like to, I don't have any background in gaming or AR or whatsoever, but I'm like very interested in learning that. Yeah.
Yeah, but pick your projects based on your interests and
More
your
than the background.
competence and your background.
Oh, competence background.
And interests. If you think there are some
When there's
possibilities
a
in
will,
other,
there's a way.
Huh? Sorry.
When there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, exactly. So if you know programming, you can get into some other projects as well. I suppose.
Oh,
But you can talk with Simon about that as well.
Oh, okay.
Try to visit him in his room, in his office.
Because the thing about bitcoins, I was very interested about.
Yeah.
So Marius isn't coming till Monday, so
Monday.
we talk to Marius shares office with Simon, so if we go up and talk to them, Marius should do that.
Oh, nice.
Because Marius is the one who's been working most of Bitcoin.
With the AR and bitcoins.
With the Bitcoins. AR is more Simon.
Okay.
Bitcoin is
Who do I have to talk to?
the Marius.
The Marius.
Yeah. So Marius is, and he and Simon shares office. So if you go out there, you're gonna find one of them.
Okay. Thank you.
Da tror jeg vel kanskje ikke at det er noe grunn til å høre på intro til metoden.
Du kan jo skremme det.
Jeg kan det litt, ja, det tror jeg. Jeg tror det går bra.
Er det dine slides, da?
Ja, ikke sant. Noen av dem har jo hatt det, og noen har ikke hatt det, så det blir så vanskelig. Det er liksom harmoniseringsprosjekt.
Det er jo sånn det er på masteren, ikke?
Ja, det blir jo det. Først i starten, så blir det litt alle på litt mer nivå. Yes, nei, så da tar du den veien.
Ja, vi snakkes da.
Ja, den overgangen den kan du droppe av på. Eller sannsynligvis i møte når du er ferdig.
Jeg skal bare legge den til deg.
Ja, hvis jeg åpner kontoret mitt, hvis ikke så kan jeg bare legge den hos Terje. Hvis ikke jeg åpner der, så snakker vi videre.
Ja. Greit, ja. Ja.
What I was talking about, I work and I study, and instead of doing studies, work studies, 1 month, I will do the whole month together. And do the half of
Altså det den timen, men det går jo en
I was from
Og så har du
and what because I see some that they are married for women. That means that they are married.
Indian culture is so interesting.
Ser ut som foreløpig så er det ser ut som webteknologi har bare rapport som skriver. Ja. Så det er jo så vidt greit nok. Så den er grei nok?
Jeg har funnet ut at det de sa om 45 timer i uka stemmer ikke i det hele tatt. Ja. Så da må vi bruke, hvis vi skal bruke 800 timer på det semesteret, det blir 16 uker.
Det går jo bra.
Hvis jeg kan få starte på det så blir det 15 uker. Så kan
Så
man
hvor
få
lang halvtime er hvor lang tid bruker hver uke?
Ja, men du kan jo trenge noen 2 uker som kommer ut, hvor det er alle ute og drikke, bare fader om.
Ja, da plusser på de 37 timene ikke kan gjøre, og resten av uka der.
Eller skal man bare jobbe ekstra fort?
Ja. Hvis det er noen som er så effektiv, så.
Ja da. Det har man vært. Ja. Ikke jeg kan si, men det er personlig.
Hvor lang tid brukte du på verkstedet?
Selve rapporten.
Jeg skal gjøre
Du så forelesninger på webteknologi i går også? Nei, forrige går. Fordi jeg fikk ikke til å møte opp på den på grunn av at jeg drev og flyttet den akkurat da.
Nei, det er en som har tatt over. Jeg hadde faget i fjor.
Altså,
Men
er det noe viktig som første forelesningen der, oppgaven sånn?
ja, det aner ikke altså hvordan han har lagt det opp i år. Har du navnet på han, ja? Har du navnet på han? På han som kjørte kurset?
Nei,
Skal vi se.
jeg sjekker, det står jo sikkert på terminal.
Jeg har det her.
Det er så litt rotet med frontend-systemet.
Ja, det kan diskuteres, det systemet. Ahmed Soilu. Ja.
Jeg kikket på gjennom PowerPointen, og det var liksom ting som jeg visste om.
Ser du det som er på tavlen her og sånn?
Nei, ikke i dag, for jeg var så dum nok til å legge en kikkert med den.
Ja,
Men du leste opp mesteparten som stod der,
Ja,
så det gjorde egentlig ingenting.
så det vil være tilgjengelig, ikke sant? Jeg kommer til å publisere det.
Ja, det burde jeg ta med bare laptopen min og ha det på den i stedet.
Ja, ikke sant? Ja, for der har du verktøy for høy kontrast og sånn.
Ja, det er ikke så.
Det som også er spesielt for i Unity, så har du at du skal ta og lese fra en eller annen ting, hente ut en musikk og ha det Facebook med resources som du leser.
Så du måtte ha det uten.
Ja.
Du må alltid putte det under, men det er ikke lese fra en annen plass, og datamaskinen
Det er tekstfiler og sånne ting. Det er mer sånn type prefab, så det er andre så lese det.
Ja, så det blir også litt sånn Java, så liksom at det er ikke så smart.
Ja. Der har vi